Hello.
Hi.
Hello,
Hey.
and welcome back to Strange Hunkers. Everyone on my cast is dying.
I'm fine.
I'm okay.
But the way I'm going to punish everybody who is dying is by aggressively flirting with them in character.
Oh,
That's my
Yes.
favorite thing to do to hunger.
Oh wait, sorry. I'm dying. I'm dying.
Oh no.
I'm sick. Please.
Oh,
Last
so
we
sick.
left off, the party had made their way to Icehole. I should change the name of the town.
no, I love
party
it.
No, never.
Made their way to Icehole, a predominantly dwarven city known for its blacksmithing, metallurgy, and general craftsmanship in the shadow of the Gale Peaks. The party is pretty close to Mount Ulior and plan to soon make their way to the Order of Black Ice, but as they are preparing for a new mission, a route that will take them to a apparently missing town, they've decided to refurbish some of their armaments and perhaps decorate themselves in fancier ways. So we return to the interior of the mountain here, the Darkstone Mountain, where the party has made their way into the Forging District. A thin, glowing rivulet of lava traces its way down through the walls here, behind the many blacksmith shops and craftsmanship shops.
Critical misses. Hi.
Matthias, you have made your way to the shop of a dwarven woman known as Mantle in order to procure the armor that you had commissioned.
Oh, fuck! I was supposed to think about what I wanted my armor to look like.
You're doing it live, bud.
You were
You're doing
so
it live.
excited. You were so excited. Wait, we can do a little bit of Pooja stuff and you can quickly on Pinterest.
Hold on, I gotta go to
Think real
Pinterest.
hard.
Mantle being I think she was one-armed and a prosthetic. Trying to remember that.
Remember that detail, but I love
can't
it.
be now.
Yeah, she is now.
She had something. She was
I
like,
don't. She was
had
very
those-
burned.
had those,
She
like,
had such hard
burned
burns
arm.
that it had
Burned
been
arm.
like it was like she had gloves.
I was gonna say
yes,
she had
so-
those rings
Almost
things
black.
that were
Black hands.
particularly spicy for perhaps a warlock cleric in the party.
That's true.
And I did tell her that, that I wasn't afraid of a little fire.
That's true. So Mantle, the very obviously well worked woman here with the burned arms, she had been engaging, showing off some of her wares, in particular some lingerie armor, I would say. A little bit promiscuous, but still very effective. And now has returned from conversing with Pardon Kiara, perhaps turning away after a moment to recollect herself. She has gone over back towards the back of the shop where she's laid out a number of pieces on a long, low table with a metal top. Matthias, this is the armor that she is going to be inlaying for you. So if you have any preferences as to the work she does over the course of the day before you return to pick it up tomorrow morning, this is the time.
He who. Let's see. I feel like Matthias is kind of like no nonsense. Is very no nonsense to the point of being like just whatever, doesn't matter. Also, it's like somebody else is footing the bill, so his inclination is just to let it be plain. What kind of enchantments can I get on this bad boy?
So I think I remember from last time that I mentioned a sort of like inlaid, like a silvery color inlay that you could put on the joints to make it, I think it was quicker to take on and off, if I'm remembering
Oh,
correctly.
it's stealth.
Stealth.
Yeah.
Stealth, to remove the effect of the armor on stealth. So a magical enchantment that would
Clonk.
decrease the disadvantage on
Decrease
stealth
clonk.
requirement.
Decrease clonk.
Decrease the
many other
increase.
ones. Any kind of enchantment that would enhance The effectiveness of the armor is on the table, so up to a +1, +2, +3 set of armor, although increasingly expensive. Those in particular are very expensive. There is one that would enhance strength as well, that's also incredibly expensive. And I also don't think it would work for you because your strength is already over 20.
I'm already a god.
So that one wouldn't work. And then some minor enchantments, things like that you don't need to upkeep or polish it. It will not like rust or burn or anything like that. So a protective layer of oil that she would apply over it. Things like that.
Fuck yeah. I think I do want to get the anti bad stealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 450 gold pieces.
Okay. That's a
Can
lot.
save you though.
That's a lot of gold pieces. I'm already so bad at stealth. I need.
Yeah. Just pretend you're Kiara and go, what is money? What's money?
I wish I could do that. Unfortunately, I
and-
carry the money.
Yeah, I think you got the chainmail
Mm-hmm.
top. Okay.
I put a picture of it in the in-game chat.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to take a look.
Perfect. That's exactly what it looks like.
Oh my
what
god.
the fuck, Pooja?
But you can wear it in front of things. She can wear it over.
I did say I want
That's
something
great.
that could be worn like over
Oh, that's
or
so
under.
protective. I love that.
I also got
that.
real armor. Everybody,
No.
it's okay.
No,
No,
you did not.
So-
This is what you
I put this on and it creates a magical shield around the rest.
exactly.
Well, that's what
like what I
Alex
just
said.
said,
So
That is
does
how
it.
it works.
That is certainly something.
Titties out.
I
You
love that
are
for
wearing
Kiara.
something under that, right? Like you like
It's
have you have like another shirt.
that is going to be worn in public on top of clothes,
Okay.
and in
What-
private,
what-
not on top of clothes.
You're wearing it in private too?
Fine.
It's chainmail lingerie.
Yes. Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go put it in the Strange Hunters chat too.
Perfect.
Here it comes. Oh my god.
Here comes the airplane.
So, Matthias, I would say probably flipping through like a book of charcoal sketches of these different armor enhancements. Your gaze falls on the one. There are some like curling designs that are drawn around the joints of the armor with a bit of detailing about how the enchantment causes the metal not to make noise when it touches itself, so it doesn't clank at all. Which means that it also like won't make noise if someone hits you with a sword, which is kind of funny.
oh, no shings.
That's fucking hysterical.
Yeah, which means you can get like stabbed in an alley and someone that you're stalking wouldn't know that you've been stabbed because it won't make the noise.
That's also just so good for like intimidation. Can you imagine someone hitting you with a sword and you just staring at them as it makes no noise? Jesus Christ.
Like a black hole.
Does slick silver sound dumb or cool for that?
If I use the word
Something
slick in this
else.
campaign one more time,
Listen, we've had slick
That's
holes.
something else.
What do you want?
I
But
support your
that was
slick
very
behavior,
fun.
Alex.
That's a different shop.
Hold on, Sloan. Can you do the eyebrow lick pinky thing at the slick? Yeah, do it.
Oh, he looks so
There it
is. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. So,
Tired I've ever seen you do it. Just-
she lays that out for you, kind of goes into a little bit of engineering talk about how it works, although I wouldn't say you have any kind of enchanting background. If you want to give me an intelligence check to see how much of it you
Oh.
actually...
Fuck yeah, I do.
understand.
Fine.
Before you roll, do we have the psychic link up?
Yes.
Can I try to give Matthias advantage by whispering translations of what she's saying into his head?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Yay!
Fuck yes. Now, here's the thing, is because if this still goes badly, even with advantage, it's because Matthias was listening to her and hearing Awaish and going like,
Yes. The most overstimulating thing to possibly happen.
intelligence. Okay. I fucking, this is What? Just straight up intelligence?
Great intelligence.
I rolled a 15, so that's a 13.
Okay.
I forgot you had minus.
A 13.
Above
is
average.
Rough world
above
out here.
average. You unfortunately you still don't understand because the DC is 15. And, like,
You
for
you
language,
had it and lost it.
you kind of got it, but it was you, even with Oasia's explanation, not quite getting it.
He overthought it.
You overthought it.
Made it too complicated.
That's what the -2 is, by the way. It's whatever he
Yes.
rolls, and then he overthinks it.
He's like, no, it can't be that simple, and then
Yep.
keep going.
But you pick up enough to learn that part of the expense of this is that it's a combination of ground diamond dust along with like a alloy of silver and iron that's combined together and ends up creating a new compound that is used in enchantment, basically.
Hell yeah, love
Oh
that.
shit.
Which means that Oasia, I'm going to say, because you participated in this, you actually pick up a little bit more about the fact that they're one of the specialties of the craftspeople in this city is actually experimenting with new compounds and alloys. So the use of extreme heat here means that there are... You already knew about this, right? Because of the like ice material that Matthias knew came from here, that there is a particular kind of metal that's like created in this city that is unique. But there are other kinds of metals and alloys that are to this point.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm going to say that as you two are talking about this, this is when Tazriel enters. Tazriel, do you want to describe what you look like right now?
Yeah. Oh God, kill me. 1 second.
Wolan.
That escalated very quickly.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know why I panicked about that. Hold on, let me pull the artwork. But from what, so one has multiple piercings now, right? Walk didn't have any the last time you saw this man. And I am pulling it up so I can describe it. But has
Didn't I draw that?
You did draw that, which is what I'm
Are
pulling
you
up.
using what I drew as a reference?
Of course I am. I asked you to put this on this man so I knew what he looked like. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I love
Hell
this.
yeah, drop the pic.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the thing too. If
It was
that's
the,
okay,
it was
Sam.
the art. Yeah, it was the art I drew before, and then Vic was like, "Hey, for funsies, could you add some piercings?"
Okay, so he's gotten both of his ears pierced, his eyebrows pierced, his nose pierced, and so the middle of his lip is pierced at this point. The left ear has like an industrial bar through it. The right eyebrow has a looped piercing. The right ear, kind of closer to the tip, has a looped piercing as well, and he's got his right nostril with a looped piercing in it as well.
So lucky we have a cleric. I got this piercing in October of last year, and it still hurts.
My helix piercing from August still not healed fully because it's a bitch and I cannot not sleep on it.
Tazriel, you are also incredibly puffy. I'm not gonna say that he would have necessarily cried. I know I would have cried.
No. I think he would have cried a little bit, like
Yeah,
just
so your
a
eyes
little
are, like,
bit.
red a little
eyes,
bit.
puffy face.
And you've also got almost like a cartoonish amount of like little gauze that's been like applied, along with like a bit of healing ointment that this person has. So you're like, you've got a bit of ointment and like gauze around your nose, but all of that being said, even though you look like you're quite been treated quite painfully, it's a dashing look on you.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to go first?
You got
Oh,
it.
I wasn't even gonna say anything. I was just because we went back in time a little bit. Just wanted on record that Awaish did say something unintentionally rude here.
Yeah, that happened.
They said something along the lines of like, I didn't know you could do that past 16 or something.
Yes. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. We had a whole
And Taz was
conversation
very,
about it.
like, asshole.
I forgot. I'm so sorry.
Listen, some of us have 2 brain cells in real life, okay? Not just in
That's
character.
how I'm feeling this week.
Some of us are fucking hungover.
Did you get attacked by a needle? Was that by fairies or something? Are there ice fairies? She's teasing. She's teasing you. She knows what you've done.
He's just. I think he'll like. Is Kiara in the middle of talking to Mantle right now when he walks in?
Mantle was showing
Okay,
Matthias'
cool.
armor thing.
I think he'll walk up to you. So, I was told to make sure a cleric took a look at this since I got a lot of piercings at once. Could I have a little bit of healing?
Oh my god! And Kara wants to first examine how many piercings did you get?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Tazriel, oh my god, how are you going to sleep so that you're not putting pressure on any of them?
On my back?
Okay, good luck. Kiara has definitely slept next to you, and so an eyebrow goes up. You're like, okay, bud. But then, yes, she will try to find places to put her hands that's not near a piercing.
He'll just say, just do it wherever you have to put your hands. It'll be fine.
And then, let me see what brand of healing? How much? Is it more like a restoration or like just an
Alex,
I would
HP thing?
say, I'm actually gonna have you. I didn't have you do this before, but Taz, I'm gonna have you mark 5 hit points of damage, 1 hit point for each piercing.
I mean, yeah,
that's
piercing
funny.
damage.
Piercing damage, 5 points of piercing damage, please.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I do have, I believe I can. I never use this, but I do think that I have some magic that I can do. That's not. I have healing hands. That's what
You
I thought.
have Azamar healing hands.
I have yes. So you're gonna get some fun little celestial magic. I can. It just says once per long rest as an action. I can restore 10 hit points. So I don't think it's not like a paladin thing where I can save it. It's just a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, up to 10 hit points you get back, and it basically from where Kiara's hands is, this like warmth just flows out, and it's like the equivalent of just many days of warm compress on a piercing, and it just calms things down.
Alex, so I know Pooja's hand. Like, what's Pooja's hands touching me in this moment? Like, do I feel that warmth from the magic too? Like, what is the
Kiara's
vibes here?
hands.
Okay.
I think the magic feels relieving, if only because the like warmth of infection or like the pain of that is very soothed by the magic. So there is like a pleasant feeling here, and I also, I mean, this is up to Pooja, but I think this is less of a inherently like romantic, affectionate gesture and more like a very caring.
Yeah. This is you're my guy. I want to make sure my guys aren't hurting.
So you feel the force of the magic take hold in a pleasant way.
I think upon like feeling that, like there's kind of like a little bit of involuntary, like he just kind of leans into it for a second before like straightening back up.
Sweet bud.
Thanks.
Next time, I've always been told to take a little time between them, but you wouldn't be Taz if you waited.
It's a very soft smile at that. So what are you getting?
Ooh. Well, and then Kiara will recap the armor that's gonna be made, and then she's gonna come back and like watch that be made, because you gotta appreciate the fine craftsmanship that goes into something you're gonna wear every day. And she will also show Taz the lingerie top. Look at how beautiful it is.
An eyebrow just like it's very beautiful. You look great in it.
Oh, thank you. I think so.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to put on commission for this evening?
I did want to ask about the rings that you were showing my friend.
She steps over to this hand model and pulls them off and slides them on. You can see how they're linked by these thin chains together to create sort of like a gauntlet of rings. And she'd already explained to Oe, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here, but simply says, a reminder to be more wise about the prospects I seek in the future.
Think all
Made
of us,
from previous wedding rings.
I think everybody could do with a little more wisdom, especially out here.
Mm-hmm.
How much would you be willing to part with this for?
It is fairly dear to me, I will say, but I could be convinced for upwards of 800 gold pieces.
Sweet baby Jesus. Okay.
Varden's just shaking her head like,
Hold on. I'm so sorry. I'm pretty sure that Barden and Kiara did like a tag team convince last episode, and she put it at like 350 or some shit like that.
I think that was my armor.
that was the armor, not the rings.
Shit.
I'm sorry.
We didn't get a
was-
price on the rings, unfortunately.
I tried.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
I wasn't lying. That's what I legitimately
No.
remembered.
We could also try to, Awaish and Kiara can try to tag team convince on this one.
You want a Waish helping you in the persuasion check? They can lie. They're good at lying.
I'm also going to say, this is something she seemed a little more firm on.
Yeah.
That
When
makes
she
a
said
lot
that
of
it
sense.
means
Yeah.
that it was dear to her. You want to buy her a set of her wedding rings enchanted? It's a big story.
What is the mechanical? Do we talk mechanical
this-
advantage of this?
This increases your wisdom. That is the only thing that I've said. It might not be
Yeah.
the only thing that it does.
Yeah. I mean, it's
but I
okay.
would-
800 is a lot.
This would be a very rare magical item.
Yeah.
If that.
How much do each of us have gold-wise?
Well, Kiara now has 370 less.
Vic is my treasurer.
Yeah. I got you. So Taz has 504 gold. Kiara now has, because I updated it, and
We took off the 375, I think, or something.
yes. Shan, please put the 375 back if you haven't done so already.
Yeah, I have.
Pooja, you have 295 gold pieces left after that.
Okay. All right.
I don't know about the rest of y'all.
I have 769.
A Wish would never tell you how much gold they have, but including some spine salt, they have 378. They burn through really fast because they just send all of it home.
Whereas I don't think Kiara's like really bought anything.
I think we
Much.
have some money from like our funds,
No.
and we're about to get more. But I think that would be like
That's too much,
700
yeah,
would
no.
be too much. I think.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
That's a
I
big
have
word.
mechanically, I have a +4 to wisdom already, so it's fine.
That's tight.
It was just worth asking for because I don't have any magical items that are
Listen.
taking attunement spot.
Maybe
That's true.
maybe we find some gold in like this town that we go to investigate later, and we come back and we grab it. You know?
Yeah.
Mm.
It's always a reason to come back.
Yeah. If we discover treasure, we can maybe keep in mind that like
More treasure.
maybe
Yeah.
for this. Yeah.
I think
Because it
Bard-
would help heals, so that would
Yeah, Barden?
that would be good.
Barden would ask, you said that you aren't the sword master around here. Would you be able to recommend me someone?
Absolutely. Just a few stores down. His name is Gath.
Gath. Thank you very much. And
Mhm.
I think in order to keep this like thing of goodwill, she does kiss her. Oh no, she'd still kiss her knuckles like as a very thank you.
There's a smirk to that. I've known a few like you, but I must say, you look just as good with I'm sure you'd look just as good with your shirt off.
I've not had any complaints.
Okay, Expedition. Matthias, you set your armor to be commissioned. Are there anything else, other details that you want on the appearance of it? Just like coloring or detailings?
It is going to be dark metal, obs, and I think, probably a little beefier than the armor that he currently has. I mean, the armor that he currently has, when I described it at first, it has like, it's got like places where it's been obviously repaired and like miscolorings where it's been burned and otherwise like arcane scarring, and as well as just like scarring from fucking swords and arrows and shit all over it. So it's gonna be like brand new, like a brand new car, like no dents or nothing. Brand new car. It's gonna smell nice. It's not gonna smell like years and years of sweat and grossness. You're gonna get some new leather straps. It's gonna be great. I'll describe it when I pick it up. Sorry.
Was it new when Matty got it, or was it a hand-me-down?
The armor?
Yeah. I'm curious, because I can imagine the Black Eyes, like, doing that. Like, people die, they bring the armor back.
Yeah. I mean, it's repurposed,
Reused.
but he's really tall, and they don't have a lot of... Even at the order.
Big tall boy.
Yeah. He's, like, an awkward in-between height, because he's, like... He's really tall for a human, but, like, really short for a Goliath, so, like...
Yeah, you're not, like, a half-giant vibe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you wanted to pick up? Sorry, I heard Tazriel. Like,
I think he'd look around to see if there's any like light armor that he could get that's a little bit cheaper, but we don't have to like adjudicate that on stream. He's just kind of he's looking. If they have it, he'll might buy it.
You as a rogue tend to wear light, just light, or can you wear light and medium?
I can't wear medium. It's just light armor.
Okay. Then I think you have studded leather right now, which is
The highest
you can get. She mostly deals in medium and heavy.
Yeah. And yeah, he's good.
I do pick up a mug that has some, like, little fire around, like, the bottom half of it. It's just, like, a little self-heating mug.
That's just gonna be 3 gold.
Yeah, it's just it's like the little thing that, those things that you can put mugs on that keep them hot? Sarah, do you remember when you almost lit your apartment on fire because of that?
No, we don't have to get into that story. I will, but we don't have to.
This mug, it has the metal on the bottom is more heat conductive and like more heat resistant, but also holds it for longer. So it will stay warm all day if you leave it over coals.
Hell yeah. Mug.
Great. You set off, Kiara, obviously you're going to go back more towards the evening when Mantle is setting up more preparations, but you have the rest of the day and afternoon to explore the rest of the town. Between the rest of you, are there any other things that you would want to commission here or places to explore? There are a lot of board shops, obviously within the craftsman district here, but there are also residential districts. There's a unique, there are mining operations that are happening here. So you have a few hours before you head out the next day to go to the Order to see what ISIL has to offer you.
I think Taz would mention, Alex, I can't remember the name of the place that the piercer told him.
Oh yes. I can't remember it either.
Yeah.
But
we'll mention
signal.
Yeah, we'll say when I got done with my piercings, the person that did them for me mentioned there was a place that did more extreme piercings. I'm not particularly looking to get anything else, but seems like a maybe interesting place to check out.
I mean, I already have piercings basically everywhere I desire them, but...
And you
That's
have
something I've
had so since you were young? That was more of a confirmation of OH backstory there.
Oesh says, what? They literally just like, they know what you're saying. They stare at you and just go, what? But, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Kiara's like, Kiara, knowing she has 2 brain cells, like, maybe I misunderstood.
Gotta be a little bit of a bitch. I mean, luckily for me, piercings have never been a problem. You know. Just
Wait, no. Expound on that.
Oh, I just have very strong, reaction to pain. If that's still in the shop.
Saying that no.
Okay. Well, I can just they just if I want them, they're there, and just actually pulls out the earring. It pulls out the earring and just kind of like tweaks a nose like that, and just the pin closes up, and then
You're talking about the holes. All right. That makes more sense.
What do you mean?
Well, you said you'd had no trouble with piercings. Usually I consider piercings to also have the material with them, so I thought that you were implying that you could create metal.
Alex, question. Can I make the fabrication look of metal on my skin?
I think that you could approximate it with like a silver-colored mole, but it
Probably
would
be squishy.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to try it. Barden's just gonna be like, okay, let me just, and then like a little one like Kiara's little nose piercing pops up, but it's just like, I don't think it's quite right, but
It's not quite right. No.
So, does this mean
No.
Barden carries the accessories for every story? Nice.
Yeah. It's
Novel
all
has
hidden
been
in the
carrying
clothes.
them the whole time. Jen actually sat down and like illustrated out to me how the coat like turns inside out, how the things unstrap, how like Novel hides all these things.
That's so
like
cute.
the insides of the collars hold some of the earrings, like like the sewing bit. Soren made them some very good clothing that hides shit.
I love that.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So well thought out.
It's amazing you don't just jingle all the time.
Very well
jangle.
thought out after years of consideration with Mountain and Siren.
Soren maybe not knowing exactly what it meant for, but doing it anyway.
You kind of suspect. Anyway, so yes, there's the After Dark piercing place, the mining operations, and if there's nothing else that you guys want to buy in particular,
I have something I want to buy. Is there a shop that sells spell components?
yes, absolutely.
Yes.
If you want to give me a
components?
quick investigation,
Sure.
And Kara wants to
God, I
follow
don't have
Sig
any
there.
dice on me. I gotta roll on a roller.
I'm just gonna add what I'd like to do in the chat, just so.
yes, perfect.
Yeah.
That would be very
If
helpful.
anyone else has, I guess.
Oh my God, I rolled a natural one.
Oh no!
Can I?
Thank you.
I did say before you rolled that Kara was gonna go with you because
Okay.
it wasn't until recently that I realized
Do
that
you also want to investigate?
non-wizards need spell
Oh no,
components.
let me have this.
Okay. I'll just follow you around. It's fine.
All right, Oish. They're wandering through with the rest of your party, although I'm sure many of you were like kind of splitting off and like popping your head into things and window shopping and stuff. Oh, and sorry, Barden, I think you split off to go over to
I'd like
Garth.
to.
So actually, before I say this, who is going with Sig and Kiara, and who is going with Barden to look at swords?
I want to go look at swords.
Okay.
Swords.
Neve is also with us.
Concept of Barden and Matt. You go,
Oh, and
swords,
Neve.
swords.
So I think Neve might actually go with. Is it okay if I go with Barden and Matthias? I wanted to see if I could get a new. Oh, actually, I think I'm gonna do that after because Wish has been showing me some new stuff, and I want to see if I could get some components.
Wait, she looked so panicked for a second and then coughs a little bit and just nods a little stiffly.
So Neve will go with the three of you. which means that Barden and Matthias, it's sword bro. Sword bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sword time! Fuck yes!
time.
I just have
Just
this. I
two
just got
guys.
this fancy new sword, but I still want to look. You know.
Look.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'm gonna start with Sigcure and Tazriel here, and we'll pass back to you. So you wander your way down a street that swiftly turns into an alley where the like looming stalagmites is down, right?
Stalactite. Is down.
Stalactite. Yeah,
Stalactite
because
is
they
down.
have to hang tight.
That is so helpful.
And
The
stalagmites are because
stalactites-
they might be on the ground.
Might grow up one day. God, we all learned the same shit as kids.
where the stalactites kind of come down and form natural archways to the side of you. It's a lot darker here as well. The like brightness of the flowing lava rivulets in here don't really reach this area. And it seems mostly empty, except for the fact that you're kind of drawn by the inclusion of natural carvings on the walls here. That there are a lot of like dwarven runes that are carved into the area around you as you're walking. The paving stones as well. Some of them have like a single rune on them in a particular pattern as you're walking down this alley. And then I would say that any good wizard knows the smell of incense. So that overpowering smell of incense comes as you turn down this street. And off to the left, you see a kind of a cart that has been smashed into a section between two stalactites and then built out. So it's like kind of a crashed cart that then has been like wood pieces and metal pieces have been stapled around the edge of it to create like a swing door that you walk through.
Dear God. I love all this description knowing that this is a nat 1. So I'm sorry if I lead us all into death. But anyway, we walk through.
What's the order that you walk in?
Jesus.
I knew
Fuck.
it.
Taz is in the back.
Yep. Oh,
Sure,
Alicia,
yeah,
you
we're
first.
first.
Okay, so
following
Alicia,
our wizard into something. This is great.
you push through first, and there's a like noise as the like broken wheel of the cart that's become a handle moves out of the way as you walk in here to the overpowering smell of incense. And immediately, two large eyes blink open from behind a counter, and you see like this incredibly squat looking creature that is studded all over with bits of metal. Seems to be kind of like this goopy purple material that's hard to make out in the dark here, with just floating eyes kind of offset off center inside it.
We're not at the piercing shop, are we?
Not the piercing shop, but this is actually I'm gonna have Neve make one, and both of you can
Is this
give
a
me
mimic? Or like a goo?
I think a nature or arcana check here.
Okay, I'll make Arcana. Please die, Jesus Christ. That's slightly better. I'm gonna go get physical dice.
Hell yeah.
Okay, Arcana. Oh, I forgot that I took Skill Expert. That's a 20. 30.
Okay. I have to plug my computer in a second. This is a shadow slime that seems to have
That was-
either a human face or like this is some kind of shadow slime, but they don't usually have eyes. Is what I will say.
Shadow Slime was my fucking MySpace handle.
Shadow Slime. Did you pick those up somewhere?
It warbles at you.
Dear God.
I think Taz is kind of just watching this, hands behind his back, just has his psionic dagger summoned in case this gets weird, but he's not doing anything.
Yeah, just in case it gets weird.
Like violently so, you know.
The purplish black ooze thing emerges with tendrils from, like, rolls over. You see more cracked pieces of glass and metal that kind of make up this counter, almost like stained glass, right? Mm-hmm. That it, like, slides over and slimes over. And then a few tendrils, like, reach out towards each of you.
Is it like trying to is it trying to shake our hands?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I would like to conjure a mage hand and try to pass it off as my own hand.
Again. Okay, you can just shake it with a mage hand. You don't have to try and
cool.
Kiara, Tazriel, do you shake this thing's tendril?
Kiara is going to put her hands together and bow.
Okay.
Taz will let one of the psionic daggers disappear and shake.
Okay. You reach out for the tendril. It is hefty and kind of warm in your hand. And then I need you to make a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
You're gonna get
always touching shit.
Absolutely. You're gonna have to spend like 300 gold on something stupid. Is what's about to happen.
Jesus Christ, I didn't think I could roll worse than the first roll, but I actually did.
Wow.
And because I have no modifier to wisdom, that's a 3.
Okay. Tazriel, without you moving your lips, your mouth opens and you say, you all hear in Tazriel's voice, "Welcome to my shop."
Hello?
You're his
Okay.
man. Yay.
Okay, wait. Can they still hear me if I talk in their heads?
Yes.
I don't care which one of you says this, but just ask is this gonna hurt me at all? Because I don't mind doing this if it's fine.
Will there be any long-term effects of you using my friend as a mouthpiece?
The tendril pulls away, and you feel a pressure you hadn't realized was there, Taz, like, lift and alleviate, and you can speak freely once again. And then it, like, reaches back out towards you.
Oh.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and he'll fail to save.
Okay,
Amazing.
great.
I
So
love
you like,
this creature.
I love this guy.
This is so sweet.
talks through whoever it's touching.
I love that so much.
Looking around, you don't see a lot of components out, and it's also low light in here, but I'm gonna have all of you make a perception check at disadvantage.
Dizzy?
Disadvantage.
Okay, I'll roll 2. Is that because dark vision?
Oh, I rolled 2 12s.
Because dark vision, like colors and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Shapes and
It's
colors.
it's low. It's very dark, not like
16.
16.
But here's my question: Is
20?
If Kiara's flame glow came out a little bit?
That's true. You know what? Have it be a flat roll then.
Okay.
Oh,
19.
I'll keep my 20 because I got a higher number on the second roll, but it's like the second roll, so I'll regard the first one as the true roll.
Cool. Which is enough for both of you to see that within the shadow of this creature, just kind of illuminated by the outline of Kiara's like slight glow, that there are a number of these almost like potion bottles that it has within it. And it's not really super translucent, like it's hard to see through, but within the bottles you can see little pieces of component. Like it has inside of it these storage containers.
Oh shit, that's cool.
That's so cool.
And then through Taz's voice again, it goes, "Can I help you?"
Hopefully. I was wondering if you have anything in the way of silvered thread.
By the way, Taz, you can also speak in your normal voice to it between it talking to you if you want to things as well. Another like glooped tendril kind of drips down from the ceiling and deposits on the floor a little like a transparent like sewing kit, right? And you can see within it there are like a number of colors of thread.
I need about 100 gold's worth.
That's a lot. But scrounging together, you can buy 100 gold worth of silver thread. It just also comes, it's going to be 120 because it also comes with a set of rainbow thread to go with it.
I don't need this.
Sewing kit.
Is this a hobby shop or a magic shop? What are you doing to me?
This is my shop.
Fine.
Yes.
Especially coming from Tazriel, it's pretty funny to hear. The creature isn't quite adept at doing his voice, so it's like Taz's voice, but it sounds really weird.
Mm-hmm. OH would like to try to pay with like a trade in resources because currently I have like it's still like a magic component. I have spine salt that's worth about 300 gold, but it is like magical. So
that is are you sure you want to use the spine salt?
I don't want to use all of it, but
Okay.
I don't have enough money to pay for it otherwise. So probably like 60 gold from the spine salt and then 60 gold from my...
I just want to make sure you know that you can use 100 pieces of spine salt in place of silver thread because it is the stuff that can act as magical component.
See... Okay, I don't want to push against your GM decisions.
No, that's fair.
But I like, for this
like
spell that I'm
having-
getting it for, I don't want to use salt. I feel like it's more important for it to be thread because it's not like it gets used up in the spell. It's like you physically use the thread.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Well, you only have to give me 50 spine salt then, for 100 gold pieces, because it's valuable stuff.
Oh, shit.
It's
Okay.
expensive. It's valuable. Yeah.
Cool.
Like it's worth more than its weight in gold. Was the
OH will
for it.
pass that over.
Yeah.
Question to Vic, I guess. What do we have in terms of revivify diamonds?
Yeah, so we have one little guy.
One little guy.
Yeah, or hold on. So we either have one. No, we have one little guy. Yeah, we have one little guy. Per
I think you had
Vivify.
to use the 500 for something, if I'm remembering correctly.
I can't remember what we use it for, but I do have on the sheet that we have a diamond that is worth that we can use Revivify for.
So I think you're right. We do have a 500 one, but Revivify needs a 300 one. So we could at some point find somebody to.
Yes. No, that's right. I was getting the cost mixed up.
Yeah.
But that Revivify is 500, right? Yeah.
You want rocks?
Do you have diamonds?
Rocks.
Yes. Shiny clear rocks.
Rocks, and the tendrils drip down again. And there's this like kind of still goopy mesh bag, like almost metal mesh bag that spills out onto the floor. And there are a number of like river rocks, little gem crack pieces, maybe 3 or 4 that look like they could be diamond, although it's hard to tell. Like one could be more of like a quartz. It's kind of misshapen. None of them are carved diamond material. Like most of them are flecked with stuff or kind of misshapen.
Okay.
Like you wouldn't really inlay these.
Okay. In which case, I think Kiara will just buy, little things like a little bit of clay, just like your basic like non-super material component stuff.
Yeah.
Because I looked, none of the new warlock stuff has components it needs, so this is more just like the cleric stuff.
You stop off and you refill some of your cleric-y thing. If you do want incense, he's got buckets and barrels full of incense.
Yes. Kiara will take some incense, both for casting and also just for life.
Okay, so you can take however much gold of incense you want to buy. You can just mark it on your sheet that you take, if it's 20 or 50 or whatever amount of incense. He's got that. He also goes, special deal on ink, and like drips some black material into little ink bottles.
How special?
I made it.
I'm not asking how special is the ink. I'm asking what the deal is.
Why the snickering in everybody's head right now?
Like,
I think this might be somehow Oacia's favorite enemy. I don't know how this happened.
What is this shit gonna do to your spells? Like, what is the result? What is the result gonna be if you do your
funny
spells?
is that Oacia doesn't need ink for spells. They don't need it. So.
Nope.
Like they have part of their Order of Scribes thing is that they never need ink. They have a magic quill.
That's true.
Anyway.
Same price, but I made it. So it's special.
Does anyone need ink?
Taz will raise his other hand. Actually,
Dear God.
Yes. He'll pull away from you for a second, Taz, so you can speak out loud if you'd like to.
Yes, I could use some ink. I'm running a little low myself.
All right. You can buy, a few silver pieces where like an ink bottle is probably, a little ink bottle is probably, 4 silver.
He'll buy like 4 gold worth.
He gives you, he like pulls out one of those potion bottles from a shoulder and it kind of rolls down the ooze into your hand. And it's full of like this kind of pulsing black slime that then settles down as it is no longer attached to his body. This is like ultra black. It's really, really good ink.
Vanta Black.
Vanta Black, yeah.
Look, we might be able to do like a Roadrunner situation. We can trick someone into running into a Vanta black hole.
Amazing.
Thank you. And like Taz will just reach his hand back out for him to do the thing again.
Any other components you were looking for?
I think the thread was the only one I was looking for. Let me do a really quick check through. I have a glass eye. I am going to kill him.
I love him. I do.
I think I'm good otherwise. I think everything else I have the components for.
Are you sure? And then like a belly, like a wave of slime just kind of oops out on the floor, and you see like these little chests piled on top of each other, these weird like glass containers and things, what looks like takeout food containers, but they're like, bags, like flaxen bags that are just kind of sitting and covered in slime.
You know what? I want to know about you.
Me?
How did you come here to set up your shop?
Crashed. He crashed into me.
Sorry.
And then wanted to keep working.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
I love him so much.
This is like the son of that Sloan, that huge fucking
If I had
Oblex
a
that runs the
nickel.
tavern.
If I had a nickel, I'd
for
have
every
2
time
nickels.
there was a slime who someone died inside, and then that slime carried on their legacy. Amazing.
Ada
Can they see the skull anywhere?
Feeling good. Yeah, there is surely a skull in his goop somewhere, but
Just ate a wizard, feeling good. Amazing. Is there anything that just glooped out of this this slime that feels useful or good?
a number of fun, unique magical components. There's a cracked silver mirror. There are a number of different gem materials, definitely. So, like, for inlaying stuff and replenishing a jewelry kit and things like that. He does have in, like, a kind of tight glass container, high-quality paper for, you know,
Sure.
copying spells and things like that.
This does make me think. I've been working, when everybody is seeping, I've been working on that piece of jewelry. Does it need any components that feel like I could, you know, grab
is
from
it
here?
for a magical piece of jewelry? Trying to
Yes,
remember?
it was a piece of. I think we
for
established that I
jewelry, right?
won't be able to like fully complete it until I get to the order and maybe get the help of other mages. But it essentially would have like charges of
Does Spring
Misty
back?
Step inside it.
That's what it would be. Tip for Neve.
Yeah.
Yes, actually. I think that you spy a little piece of silver, like, not really silver, but kind of like a gray stone that looks it's more polished and refined than the rest of them. Like maybe it came from a dissolved animal or something.
How much for that one?
20 of the shiny ones.
Which shiny ones?
Holds out a tendril.
I'll experimentally put a silver piece in it.
He nods.
Hell yeah!
Like,
Aimed.
a thing kind of emerges from the face and shakes and then comes back in.
Yeah. I will pay 20 silver. Hell yeah.
This would make an excellent, like, central piece of the Misty Step amulet. It's
I'm
kind
just
of like a misty, in and of itself, like polished flat stone.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I'm just imagining like a proboscis coming out of the slime and going and just all the coins coming in.
Yep, you see the coins, like, they kind of up the tendrils every time you pay, and then they like get
bank.
sucked into a stomach, like up, and they fall into the inside.
I can't believe this was a natural one, Alex. You let us eat too good.
Best. This is the best natural one.
Well, thank you. Is there anything anyone else wants?
I think Taz will get if there's anything left from the jewelry
pile?
kit. Yeah, he'll get whatever bits are left for the jewelry kit. I think as he's
if you want to give me 5 silver, you can just grab a few more like flecks of gem pieces that you can use for inlaying things.
Yeah.
Or if there's if you're working on any particular pieces, we can say later that you picked up gems to make them. So like if you go, oh, I decide I want to make a necklace, you can just give me 50 gold pieces in the future, and I'll say, well, you spent that on this merchant.
He'll get the flex because he has all the jewelry that he needs, the gems for whatever he's
Perfect. So you spend the gold that you need for whatever the jewelry cost might be. Cool.
Okay.
He pulls his tendrils away and then kind of retreats back into the darkness here. You see like drips of black he like drips into himself, where it like drips off of the ceiling and then falls back into the mass of goop. And then not really 5 fingers, but more like 4 fingers kind of come out from the center and go like this. And it warbles at you again. as if to say thanks for your patronage.
All right. Time.
I think this is my favorite NPC.
I love a silly merchant.
Goodbye.
All right, so you head back out of the alley and emerge. Would you guys like a 5-minute bio break before we look at swords?
Sure.
Yes, please.
Cool. We'll see you back in 5.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
It's Strange Hungers again. But now we all have bread.
Rude. Some of us have bread.
Some of you have bread. Barden and Matthias, you two cut a pretty imposing pair. You are taller than most of the people you are walking past, as you divulge from your companions and make your way a little bit further down this forge row towards the sounds of sharpening metal.
Sounds right.
There's a minute here for the two of you if you are having any kind of conversation. Otherwise,
I have something.
Yeah?
I like the look on Sloane's face. Just as they're walking and they're part way from the Voice asked me to join the Black Ice, or at least try.
Asked you
I could do
to?
it. She thinks I'd be good for it. I could I'm not exactly sure what the process is joining, but she thinks I have what it takes. She is looking at you kind of like not quite eye contact. She's kind of waiting for your response just to see what you're vibing back with. Like,
yeah. I think he kind of like hesitates in his step, but like returns to his like a slow gait and is just like very studiously looking at all the things that they're passing by, but is not like seeing any of them. And he says, God, fuck, what does he say? Probably like, yeah, like clears his throat and you certainly could if you wanted to do that. Do you want to do that?
I mean, I've always wanted to, and it seems like the Black Eyes don't mind people a little bit stranger than most.
You
And
wanted
so-
to be a knight.
Yeah, always. Ever since you know. Well, before you, but you were a big part of it. Do you not think I should? The look on your face is not encouraging.
I don't mean to. He like stops walking and turns fully towards Barden. I am not trying to. I don't want to imply that I think that you couldn't do it or that you weren't cut out for it. Truthfully, there's no way to know who is and who isn't. I've seen very promising warriors who did not make it. And I have also seen some very surprising people pass through and become Knights of the Order. It's not necessarily about strength or skill or any one thing, but a combination, as well as, to be honest, just a fuck ton of stubbornness and whatever it is inside each of the people who I call peers that forces them to take one step after the other. You could do it. Certainly, you could. I'm not sure if knighthood is what you're after. It's just... the order is very different. It's very different from knights on the... from where we grew up. Our concept. It's very different. It's hard. And it is...
Tell me.
You would be giving up everything from home to come here. And you would spend most of your time here. I would go on missions that took me to the mainland. But largely, you're just out here. And there are places like this, and he kind of like gestures around at like all the liveliness around the two of you. But they are few and far between. And it for the most part, it is exactly what you saw outside. It is broad and inhospitable and dangerous. And it's also quiet. There's not a lot of the joy that comes from being around people here. But that seems to be something that's important to you. And I certainly you can find community in the Order. But those are... It's big, but it's not that big. I would hate for you to give up all of the light and life that you can have on the mainland for simply a title. Because it's not worth it if you're looking for a title. I've told you before, you do not need a title to be representative of all the things that knighthood represents. You don't. And
I think...
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to give up all of the things that you do have, Barden, because you have a lot.
Barden cuts you off by giving you a hug. One of those big, just under your arm, just a big embracing, like the clink of your armor that isn't quite fixed yet, that isn't sorted yet, and just like, I'm so sorry you feel like you don't have light and life. I hope we can bring that to you.
Jesus.
And then she lets go very gently. And then doesn't pull away yet, just kind of looks up at him. Oh god, it's quite high, yeah, looks up. And just... You really thought about that for me, didn't you? Vice said if I did join that you might be the one to guide me. Maybe you're doing that. And just squeezes you again. And just... Let's go see swords.
He's currently just like blue screening. Fully just like is like a mixture of horror and also like you just see like cogs turning behind those eyes. Oh, his brain's going so fast. And he hugs you back. Like he slowly will like put his arms around you. And then when you're like, come on, let's go, he just like, it looks like he's on autopilot, kind of doing a 1,000-yard stare a little bit, but he will follow behind you.
You sharp left turn from where you were talking outside into Garth's sharpened goods.
Please tell me there's random items that have just been sharpened.
Yep. There are some gimmicky. There's more mugs with sword hilts. Definitely. Sharp mugs. But a wide variety of long swords, short swords, sabers, including rapiers, a massive amount of weaponry, including some, like, obviously enchanted or higher tier weapons. You see ones purely of black metal. You see a variety of poisons as well, and like oils that can be applied. If you are familiar with any of the like oils of sharpness or oils of flame that you can apply to a sword, a lot of them can be found here.
That's fucking rad.
So in particular, you see there's like oil flasks, oil of like poisonous oils, and then let me pull up some more. But as you are like gazing around at the wonders in here, yes, oil of sharpness, you see I would say an enthusiastic dwarven man. He is like brown-skinned and kind of peppy, and he is currently sharpening a blade, but he is talking to maybe a brother who has a similar appearance, and they have... The one who is sharpening a sword has a beard that's much shorter than you would expect for a dwarf. It's like tied up very tightly, almost into Bantu knots around the chin. And it seems like it would be uncomfortable, but there are these spots where it kind of like comes back loosely and is almost tucked back around and tied back so it doesn't get in the way as he's sharpening. And then his brother has more of like a longer regal, kind of like very straight down beard and like plates that come back very far and fall down. And Gath or Garth, you think it's him because he is wearing armor, like, you know, the armor that you've seen around the city. But the other dwarf who resembles him, they seem to be having a heated argument in hushed tones, and he is wearing like more loose and flowy garments. He does have a chest plate on, but it's more ornamental and very decorated with blue sapphires.
Can we hear what they're arguing about?
Yeah.
You can both give me a perception check.
Fuck yeah.
Perception
Nosy
back.
bitches rise up. I got a natural 20.
Yeah!
Oh, I don't think I'm going to be that perception, yeah?
What's the total?
I got a nat 1.
24.
That balanced out, so that was an 8.
The world is in balance.
That was in balance. I
As
love
all
you,
things
Sloan.
should be. I got a 24 in total.
24 in total, fantastic. Okay, Barden, you
Embarrassed.
trip over some things. There's like a clatter, and they don't seem to really hear you because Matthias, I think your abrupt turn in away from the argument took you a few steps ahead. Not argument, away from the conversation took you a few steps ahead of Barden. So you catch the words, you have to cease these mining operations. These accidents are getting more and more. The fumes are dangerous. And then the other dwarf responding, fumes. The only fumes that are clouding your head and your judgment are the ones coming from the lava you spend every day. These operations are essential. And then Barden goes like, clack, 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 and they both turn towards you.
There were a couple words in there that I missed.
The summary was mining operations are getting more dangerous, along with the fumes, and then the brother responding, the one who wearing ornamental armor, responding saying the only fumes clouding your judgment are the ones that you spend all your time next to because of the lava.
Interesting. So the implication is that the mining operations are associated with the sapphire guy, and then
Yes.
the lava fumes are for the other guy. Cool. And then Barden runs into something.
I'm so sorry. I'm usually a lot more careful.
Hey, you're all right. It's more likely to hurt you than it is to hurt the weapon.
Yeah, that mug looks pointy.
Very. If you'll excuse me for a moment, steps away, comes over to the two of you. Hello, I'm Garth of Titular. If you're looking for anything, I've got oils, tinctures, poisons, and of course, any kind of sword you might want to get your hands on.
Matthias, you want to go first?
No, I'm just going to look around. Full context, Matthias is like picking things up and looking at them sightlessly. He's like,
I damaged him. I'm so sorry.
You really fucked him up. He's thinking. So, you, for this scene, you do whatever you want to do. Matthias is going to take a back seat. He also just got a sword. He doesn't need anything. He might get some oil, but we'll see.
Yeah, I might look into that. So, I can see that you sell. I imagine your experience is far more vast than mine. I have a sword that's from down south, but it is of dwarfish make. I wanted to know if you could tell me anything more about it. And
I love these kind of questions. Love these kind of questions. Points you over to a he's got like an examining station along with like all the crafting station, so you can set the sword down, and there's like a set of a set of lenses for like closer examination and detail work that he can look over it. So are you setting down?
He's gonna very gently and just like, please do be careful. Places it down very carefully. Imagine
this guy's about to
bust
bust a nut over this fucking sword. I'm so excited.
If there's a cloth on the table, she's gonna put it out and lay it down because she wants Raph to feel comfortable.
Yeah, 23 on his history check.
Nice.
This dwarf, he's got these like gorgeous brown eyes, but like this kind of perpetual squint to him, where he like leans over next to one of the lenses and then kind of sits back a little bit, looks over to you, and looks you up and down. Brother, do you think you could excuse me for a minute? And the one in ornament, frustrated and impatient, kind of nods, about turns, and walks out without saying hi.
Have a good day.
This is pure silver. But it's been inlaid as well with an alloy that could only come from this region.
It comes from Valkyrie.
Yes.
Okay, it's new.
Now, that isn't to say that it wasn't crafted elsewhere. These particular carvings, not necessarily of this continent, but the material for it certainly from this region.
Can you tell me more?
This blade must be centuries old.
I believe it to be.
I haven't seen another of its make or of its kind. Kind of turns it over very gently so the blade catches the light of the lava and illuminates that like gold-ish tinge to it on the underside. But I don't think this condition is natural. It's been affected in some way by another magical material at some point. Either another layer of enchantment or... I don't think it's purely ornamental. You can see how the goldish coloring doesn't carry all the way up the blade. It wasn't done to the metal before it was forged, but rather after. Now, I don't know the history of these particular carvings, but they are certainly cultural. Sometimes blades are inlaid with images of a particular favorite enemy it was designed for, or symbol of the group, person, or crest that it might represent. Runs his hands over the carved walls and the like monstrous insignias that make up the hilt here, and then runs a hand down the grip and pommel. This is the kind of magic blade that requires little upkeep. It is more likely to break almost anything it encounters before it itself breaks. Only if crossed with another blade of enchanted make, most likely, would it even be able to shatter.
I look after it. Recently, after taking in the moon's light, it has enhanced.
Fascinating.
It was the 2 full moons.
Yes.
I was told to bathe it in the light, and then it gained more power.
This is of particular significance. I've been around a while, but my own enchanted weapons, and he kind of demonstrates to a sealed case that is pretty close to where the lava is. You have it on this glassy material. Are still made with the oversight of mages like my brother to truly engage a weapon in such a way. It must have been designed with techniques that have been lost to time. Things related to the moons and, as you say, advancing have so much to do with the wielder, the intent of the weapon, the weave, and how it... Do you know much about the weave?
Do I know much about the weave? From Siren? I'm sure Siren would talk about it when I was a kid.
You've heard of it. I'll say this.
Yeah, I imagine Bard saw it as, or novels saw it as like a story thing.
Yes.
It's like the weave. It's part of the magic of the world. It's not actually a thing. It's a story.
Give me a moment here. And he goes over to a bench and takes a key out from pocket, unlocks it, pulls out, and slides his hand into a set of gloves very delicately. As he pulls back, you can see these very thin, almost chainmail-esque mesh gloves that are set with sapphires and rubies along them, are very expensive, and then gingerly shuts the desk with his elbow. You note that as he walks, he holds his hands away so he isn't touching. Give me a moment here. And then steps over to Titan's Wrath. Okay. And then with 2 fingers from these gloves, he plucks the air towards the hilt, and then also towards the point and tip of the sword. And you see, illuminated as he pulls, a single thread of golden light that travels down into the hilt of the weapon, along the blade, and then out at the tip. And as he pulls this thread taut, this thread illuminates Titan's Wrath, and you see it almost like you're looking through it for a moment. The light that goes through kind of is thicker in some spots than others, like it's tied up in knots almost through the weapon, but it shines gloriously for a moment. And Matthias, you hear, the dwarf hears, Barden, you hear out loud this single singing note, like an ah, very loud. And then he releases it, and the light fades.
What's that?
The weave can be made to travel through certain items, certain faded items. This blade was made along a ley line. Master.
Along a ley line?
Yes, the weapon, as it was forged, the metal, all of it was created. Again, these maps are lost, but it was all made to flow with the weave.
So it's imbued with more of the weave itself? Is that?
Yes, again, not a magic user myself. But
neither am I really, not unless I have this. Oh.
That makes sense. And then he gingerly, goes over and puts the gloves away.
Okay. Sorry, I realized I didn't give you my name. Barden sang, and this is the blade is Titan's Wrath.
How those gloves?
And this is Matthias. I'm so sorry. This is Matthias' marker.
I was gonna ask about the gloves.
They were a gift.
They were amazing. Can I ask from who?
From one of our from one of the keepers of the peaks. And Matthias, this would be the form of government that does exist in this town. Kind of like an elected mayor, but usually someone who is probably like a few hundred years old, who's been around for a long time.
Gotcha. Yeah, okay. God damn. Cool.
Is there anything else I can help you with? I'd offer you some, like a polishing, but this is the kind of weapon that just doesn't need it. And Titan's Wrath, it's very nice to meet you.
What's his pronouns?
He, him.
And then she lays a hand on the sword and go. He says hello.
There's a faint sort of. That felt lovely.
How often do you meet swords with souls?
They are rare things, but a true master craftsman has put enough of himself into a weapon to know when it sees him back.
So, do you mean to say that if the sword has a soul, it's most often the creator? Just a part of themselves?
Hard to say. Certainly cursed weapons. I'm not as familiar with those again. Although I
love it.
Can have him. I've noted a few unfortunate souls who've been transformed into a weapon, which is pretty hard to undo. And I don't know, honestly. I haven't wielded a sentient weapon myself. I've been tasked with creating the body for one, for a king, but not imbuing it with the magic needed. But,
if I oh, sorry, you go.
No, please, you continue. I was going to try and sell you something.
You would absolutely do that in a minute. Absolutely. The thing with the flame looks very interesting. If I had a continued interest in the idea of a soul's weapon, who would be best to ask? I imagine I know quite a
check. Persuasion check.
Persuasion. Kiss.
DC 15.
Okay. 16. Oh, that was so lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, bless my +6. I'm earnest.
There's a knight that I know. You might have some luck, but this isn't someone who believe practices magic anymore.
Are they with the black ice?
Yes. Well, used to be.
Do I have any idea who that might be?
It's unusual for people to leave the order unless they die. So, depending on when this was, you might know of them, you might not. I think they used to go by, Droplet or something. I know her as Vidalia.
Looks to Matthias.
Matthias, give me a history check.
Yeah. Worse. That's a 6.
Okay. You vaguely remember someone referring to the viridescent droplet, but in the same way that people will occasionally refer to people who've died, like, you just don't have the knowledge of, like...
Yeah.
You've heard that name before. You've heard droplet.
Huh. I'm sorry, I can't recall very much about it.
She travels a lot. Now kind of collects unique materials. I get some things from her. There's certain kinds of ices that have, if you dig deep enough, are excellent in use of crafting materials. So she's adept at that. But I'm not sure if she's here in Icehole or not recently.
Would you mind giving me a description, just in case I run across her?
Yes. He describes to you a Azamar, of more like a lighter olive skin tone, probably bundled in furs. She has a lot of tools for working with and using ice. So, like, a belt of these metal materials, often carrying... She has, like, a sledge, right, with these giant ice blocks. Doesn't have apparent wings, but, like, silver streaks through gray hair. A much older woman.
Sorry. I like how me and Slodo just both like, yeah.
Yeah, sexy.
Yep.
Thank you. That's so very helpful, and thank you for your time. I know you're busy, and
Yeah, of course. Now, I do think this sword would take excellently to some willow shade oil.
What would that do? Do I know what willow shade is? Willow shade to Valkyrie.
Yeah, willow shade is a
Bless you.
Thank
Bless you.
Willow
No
shade
demons in Alex.
would be a Valkyrie thing. This reverses petrification. Which means that if you applied this to a sword, it would be particularly adept at fighting any creature like a Gorgon or something. The touch of the blade would reverse petrification. Now, that's a bit of a silly thing to put on a sword because, you know, cutting
Stab
things.
something to depetrify it.
Yes.
This is
You think
fucking
it happens?
hysterical.
Enthusiastic.
I imagine that the dwarves would have done that. They would have tried that, right? I wrote down everything they tried.
Yes, they tried willow shade oil.
Damn it. I got really excited then. I was like, I can save no.
Yeah.
That would actually be very useful. I was also thinking perhaps some of the flame oil. I have a companion that happens to use a lot of that, and I think that would be interesting.
Oil of fire. So an oil of fire, if applied to a weapon, coating the oil takes one action, and then it lasts for a minute. It makes the coated item magical, gives it a +1 damage, and it will deal an extra D4 of the oil's type on a hit.
That's fun.
Same thing with oil of sharpness. I have to check. I think it lasts for... That might last for a day. It can coat one slashing or piercing weapon. Actually, it lasts for an hour. Oil of sharpness gives a +3 to attack and damage rolls. But it only has one use.
I'd like that. I haven't spent any money. I'm going to spend some money. How much is this?
Okay, oil of sharpness.
We can absolutely do that in a bit if you want. We can do that out game.
Oil of sharpness is 200 for a pot. So it's 200 gold.
Holy shit!
For an oil that lasts an hour. Gives you +3 to attack and damage. So it's pricey.
Okay, maybe not that one.
But also, it's very cool.
It's very cool. What about the fire and the
barely
petrification?
buy anything.
That's true. You don't really buy much.
Oh my god, you guys are like the people when you go shopping, it's like, don't tell me not to buy this, and you're like, oh my god, you need it though. It'd be so cool.
Oil of sharpness can either coat one slashing or piercing weapon or up to 5 pieces of ammunition.
Oh my god, that's so cool. Okay, what about the
the oil of flame.
I'm just looking at Sloan. Sloan's just like, do it.
That's good shit, man.
Yeah. The oil of flame is 50 gold apiece. So, same thing. It only lasts for a minute. It basically sets your sword on fire. So it does an extra d4 to damage, and you get +1.
And the petrification?
But it's probably more of a 1 battle per.
Yeah. What about the petrification?
The petrification oil is also 50. And it
Sorry,
will
guys.
last
I'm just
for-
going for. I just want to know the prices.
Yeah.
I think Barden does look at Matthias and just like, oh, what do you think? It's a bit expensive, but if we're really in a spot of trouble, I think that could be quite useful.
I think any of this would be useful and is a good usage of money. Could
It's not
definitely
like I
help you
could
out
buy
if that's not-
armor. It's not like I can get armor or anything, so may as well on the offensive. Yeah. Unless I can bar it down somehow.
Give me a persuasion check. He's been around a while, so he's a pretty.
Yeah, true. I think as we do this, I was just like, I'd love to tell you a bit more about the dwarves that I met in the Northern Skyhome when I actually did more research on this sword, and this is the base of what I learned.
I am
They were
interested
actually
in
really
history.
lovely, and goes on.
Yeah.
Persuasion. Oh no, that's perception. Whoops.
Persuasion.
Oh, that's a shame. That was such a good one. Oh, that's a 14 plus my. Okay, I've got proficiency. That's an 18 then.
Okay, 18. With a bit of a story, and since you let him look at your sword, he'll take 15 gold pieces off of each of them. 15
That's
gold pieces
something.
off of the... Yeah, 15 pieces each. So that will be 35 for the Willow Shade and the Oil of Flame, and 185. Yes,
Oh god,
185
math.
for the Oil of Sharpness.
I'm gonna get you to write those down so I can do that math later.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that'd be brilliant. Thank you so much. Matthias, is there anything you're interested in? Of course, you can share, some of these with me.
I'm
Because
alright.
also, imagine if we both had our swords on flame and we were either side of Kiara. Imagine how cool that would look. She looks so cool.
She would look very cool.
I mean, she already looks amazing.
Right.
But,
I've
we're the guards of flame.
I've gotten what I need for today. I've spent a bit of money already, but you should get everything that you'd like here.
Well, sword's already pretty good with that. Okay, so I can do that.
Okay.
I think that everything. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
I hope you sort out whatever it is with your sibling.
Everything's
Family
always right.
is important.
Family
Can be a
family.
pain, but also. Thank
Okay.
you.
He packages up your oils, the ones that you do decide to purchase, very carefully for you, with padding, and passes those to you. The rest of you, everyone's completed their purchases for the day, I think. So we are going to pick up next time with Kiara and Mantle, and then that will be the end of the evening, and you'll head out to the order.
Yay! Order!
Yes.
Yay!
Also, sorry, as they leave this shop, Barden has kind of put her arm in Mattie's arm, just like happy.
Two bros looked at
Cuties.
swords.
Oh,
Two
she's just very
bros.
quietly chanting, "Sword."
It was
Okay.
very nice to get to know more about that all stuff. Sorry, go ahead, Alex.
No, you're good. I was just wrapping us up. If you have any other things you wanted to add, you're good.
I'm
Great. Okay. Then I think we will see you guys next week, pending. But you can take a look on our socials. Total Party Kiss on Instagram, on Twitter, and of course on YouTube for other episodes. To keep an eye out for upcoming shows. We've got some amazing. Now we've got Finding Ithaca. We Warren Guard, which I think is still running on BackerKit. So keep an eye out for that. Shan is an amazing artist on BackerKit. And
I
thanks
get to draw more art now because he finally hit that goal. So we're gonna have some cool dragon art.
Cool dragon art.
Love
Shout
that.
out to One More Multiverse for our maps, for Soundtail for our music, and my amazing cast and incredible producer for making Strange Hungers possible. Anything else anyone want to shout out right now?
I'm good.
No? Cool. Have
All right,
a good
everybody.
week, y'all.
Thanks for hanging
Thanks,
out.
guys.
Bye.
Have a great day. Bye. See you next week.